Iran Revolutionary Guard, I think that's what it stands for. I don't know what the C stands for. Says Iran must develop nuclear bomb. Interesting. U.S. Iran halt attacks again. I think this is like the sixth time that I've counted. And Meta wants immunity. This is current events. Today is June 29th, 2026. This is the Foundation. I am Sot L, seeker of truth L, speaker of truth L. And I got some stuff to report to y'all. So let's jump into it right away. Thank you for checking out the current events. Make sure you check out welcome to the foundation.com. Sign up for the email list. Actually, make sure that you sign up for the email list. Here we go. That's all I'm going to say. That's welcome to the foundation.com. You can also check out our offerings with regards to trustee training. It's what we've been promoting lately. We have automated training. We also have a weekly call-in training, a live call-in training. That's up to you, whatever you want to do. Either way, is learn at your own pace. There's no tests, there's no quizzes. We're just getting you ready to properly administer a private trust. That's all it is. It's just the foundation of commerce, private trust. Look it up. Do your research. We have several tiers. Currently, our platinum tier includes the weekly calls. So you get everything, and it includes the weekly calls. But if you would like some sort of custom type of deal, you can email us, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. We've been known to work with people. We definitely have. But at the very least, and in the meantime, I tried to put it all together. Sign up for the email list. Silver today is not looking good, that crazy gap. And maybe it wasn't a gap, but it looks like it to me. That was on Wednesday. It's below the 200-day moving average. This is that white line. So we have it looks like some consolidation in the last 2 days of trading. That would be Friday and today. But I think, the chart looks like it may be going lower. Doesn't matter. Dollar cost average. $25, $50, $100 every 2 weeks, every month. Just take the same amount every single time and just go grab silver. Just go get it. You would be surprised how quickly that adds up. Let's look at gold, the price of gold. Gold is looking very similar. We have it below the 200, and the moving average is not looking good. Looking very similar to silver. Anything that trades with silver and gold, mining stocks, things of that nature are not looking too good. East spot prices. Shanghai spot price, $64.45 for an ounce of silver. Western spot price currently $58.25 for an ounce of silver. That's an arbitrage. That's a divergence. That's what do they call it? There's a delta between those two prices. For those of you who know, Iran must develop nuclear bomb to protect peace and calm. IRGC media says, despite pledge to Trump. Iran has, quote, no choice, end quote, but to develop a nuclear bomb, a media outlet linked to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said, the latest threat to the peace deal. Corpse, which I from what I understand is pronounced core. I was corrected very nicely by a Marine or an ex-Marine. He was cordial. The article titled, quote, no choice but to build the atomic bomb, end quote, claims that Iran must negotiate with its enemies from a position of strength and was published by Iranian state news outlet Fars yesterday. Quote, to achieve the peace and calm that Iran needs, it must absolutely reach nuclear deterrence to ensure that the rest of the issues can be resolved through negotiation, end quote. Thunders the peace before comparing Iran's situation with the U.S. to that of China in the 1970s. Bottom line, This is out of the New York Post. Moving forward, Wall Street index climbs as U.S. Iran halt attacks. Comcast surges on spinoff plans. So Comcast is going to get a spinoff, part of its company. But just real quick, Wall Street main indexes gained today as easing tensions in the Middle East lifted sentiment following recent hostilities between the U.S. and Iran, while Comcast shares soared on plans to split the two companies. Iranian and U.S. technical teams working to implement an interim peace deal are expected to meet in Doha in the coming days, a source told Reuters today, after strikes over the weekend threatened the fragile peace. Peace. I mean, I feel like I remember in the 90s that we were saying peace in the Middle East. It's 2026. Medicare will start covering weight loss drugs on July 1st for the first time. Here's what you need to know. I love it when they tell you what I need to know. Millions of Medicare enrollees will gain their first ever coverage for drugs for weight loss under a temporary pilot program that launches July 1st. How do you feel about this? How do you feel like, if there was going to be an issue with the food and, potential scarcity of food, drugs that cause people to eat less, would Mary Abrahamson hopes to be one of them. The rural Washington resident was tired of carrying extra weight on her 5'3" frame. It made it harder for the 71-year-old to do things she enjoyed, including walking her dogs and gardening. Unable to afford the weight loss drug Wegovy or Zepbound, which were priced at more than $1,000 a month at that time, Abrahamson started using a compounded version of the GLP-1 drug Tirzepatide 2 years ago. Man, I feel like I did pretty well on that, which initially cost her $400 a month, but has since dropped to $200. Her husband, Jeff, 77, began earlier this year. Both have shed pounds and have more energy, though the monthly tab is a struggle financially. The couple, who live off Social Security savings and a small pension, may soon be able to get Zepbound for $50 a month each through Medicare pilot program. The steep discount would allow them to buy a new riding lawnmower or improve their drinking water system or take a dream vacation to Belize, where Abrahamson has already picked out a resort. My goodness. That was a very quick spin. Quote, with the weight loss, I feel 10 years younger. End quote, said Abrahamson, who no longer struggles with sleep apnea and other ailments since starting the compounded GLP-1. Quote, it changed my life for the better. I don't want to give it up, end quote. Ugh. I mean, can one be, what is the phrase, colloquially speaking, hooked on weight loss drugs? I mean, I don't know where this is going. What do y'all think this is going? Live Supreme Court declines to let Trump fire Fed's Lisa Cook. Always thought this, the executive branch of the government, the legislative branch of the government, and from what I understand, even the judicial branch of the government does not have power to fire anyone over there. I believe Congress has the power to no longer allow them to do what they're doing, but I do not believe Congress will ever do that. But this was, for me, looking at this and understanding the separation of powers between the three branches and understanding exactly, how Congress authorized the Federal Reserve Bank. This was a no-brainer for me. British American Tobacco cost-cutting hits 9,000 roles. So more and more companies all over the world are laying off employees. This has been happening since, I want to say 2022, 2023. I was calling it the retail apocalypse thing because it was happening mostly in retail. But now it's hitting manufacturing, it's hitting consulting, it's hitting banking, it's hitting finance. So, manufacturing, obviously, this is British American Tobacco plans to cut about 20% of its workforce as it pursues an AI-driven overhaul to lower costs and lift profits amid regulatory challenges and delayed launches. The maker of Lucky Strike and Dunhill Cigarettes said today it would cut around 5,500 jobs and move roughly 3,500 roles to third-party firms, meaning those 3,500 employees would lose their jobs and those roles would be shifted to a third-party firm that already has employees. I could be wrong. Who knows? What do I know? This is including Accenture. The restructuring would affect around 9,000 employees in total, but excludes the U.S., the company's biggest market. Volkswagen tells workers current job cuts are not enough. Volkswagen management has told the car group's employee side that currently agreed job cuts are insufficient. This is according to a note from the Works Council seen by Reuters today. Further job reductions have not yet been quantified, at least not to employee representative, the note added. Europe's largest car maker is considering shutting 4 German factories. I was going to say manufactories, but 4 German factories, and ramping up job cuts to as many as 100,000. 2 people familiar with the matter said last Friday, in what could be the biggest ever overhaul in the sector. Let's move forward. That's terrible. And most people say that it will not affect the United States. This is a global economy. Yeah, it's kind of breaking down. All right, it's more than kind of breaking down, but it's still technically a global economy. Globally connected. Meta lobbies Congress for immunity from lawsuits alleging online harm to children. Why would they do such a thing? I believe because they've been ruled against a couple of times. Meta has lobbied the U.S. lawmakers for legal immunity from lawsuits alleging child harm from its social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram, according to a report. This comes as Meta faces a wave of youth safety litigation, including thousands of similar claims consolidated in California state courts and separate lawsuits brought by states and school districts. Meta and Google, which owns YouTube, were hit with a combined $6 million in damages after a Los Angeles jury found them negligent in a bellwether case alleging Instagram and YouTube were designed in ways that harmed a younger user. Both companies have said they plan to appeal if language like Meta's proposal is adopted by lawmakers and signed into law as part of the Kids Online Safety Act. Under consideration in the Senate, the provision could undermine pending and future complaints against Meta and other social media platforms regarding child safety. Lawmakers have not said they would be open to adopting the language, but the lobbying effort shows the kind of legal protections Meta is seeking amid government attempts to regulate online platforms. And just like legislation, whether it's on the federal or the state level, legislative bill proposals, right? They're trying to pass legislation, as well as these lobbyists. What they do is they continue every session, every time, every new session, every new lawmaker, over and over again, they continue to push this. They continue to push the new bill and try to get support. They continue to push these new lobbyist agendas, I will say, with regards to amendments or changes to acts or legislation that is currently being considered or will be considered in the future. This is what they do. So I guess, pay attention to this. And finally, digital humans, the relatable face of our artificial intelligence. Oh, wow. Scrolling through the Instagram account of DJ and aspiring model Dex. Hold on, let me keep this in the frame. You'll see her wearing new outfits, performing at shows around the world, and chatting to her thousands of followers about her hobbies. However, it's clear that there is something different about Dex. She's an entirely virtual digital human designed by a startup in the UK. For her performances, Dex is displayed on a video screen or a holographic projection with her mixes created by humans. She's animated using Unreal Engine, a 3D modeling software widely used in video games, combined with motion capture. Generative artificial intelligence allows her to remember information and respond to questions using a voice also generated by AI. Quote, she's probably one of the only digital humans in the performance space that you have I'm sorry, that you can have a conversation and interact with. You can ask her anything. She is a genius about music. End quote. This is Denise Harris, CCO of the startup Some Vivas. And see, notice how she threw that in there. Digital human. I like that. I like that. Last month, Dex performed at Digital Fashion Weeks in New York, Paris, and Milan, and she has modeled outfits by Prada and Louis Vuitton at digital fashion events. You guys are ready for this, right? For Liverpool based Some Vivas, she's a showpiece for more practical applications. The company is now developing digital humans that can listen to people's questions and converse in real time. Shelly can provide product information as an avatar on company websites, while Arif is set to direct passengers and answer questions as a multilingual concierge on screen at airports. According to CEO and founder Rob Sims, digital humans can help bridge the gap between AI technology and people. Quote, what we found is when people start working with and conversing with a digital human, they very quickly suspend disbelief. No. It's not a once upon a time dance, man. This is reality. But they're trying to get you to suspend your disbelief. Quote, it becomes natural. End quote. I mean, AI explosion. I'm gonna go a little bit further. Since OpenAI's ChatGPT was launched in November 2022, considerable hype has surrounded the potential of generative AI, artificial intelligence powered by huge data sets of information capable of generating text outputs in a conversational way. Record levels of investment into generative AI have followed, with over $21 billion poured into the industry during the first 9 months of last year. In March 2023, Google launched Bard, recently renamed Gemini, and around the same time, Anthropic released its AI assistant Claude. As generative AI chatbots become increasingly ubiquitous, Some Vivas is one of several companies looking to make them more human. And there's a digital artist, an AI artist. I can't remember the sister's name who created it, but it was a woman, or it is a woman. I said it like she's passed away or something, but she is, she's a woman. And from what I understand, the songs, the lyrics, the music, as well as the artist rendition, the so-called AI artist, is all created by artificial intelligence. Or maybe she writes the songs herself. She might write the songs herself, but then everything else is AI. It's not her singing. It's not her voice. It's not her likeness, dancing or performing it, and it's not her that has created the production, from what I understand. But this isn't anything new. They're really getting into AI girlfriends and AI boyfriends is really, really where they're investing a lot of money into. You should pay attention because I'm paying attention, and this is the world we live in. This is where we're going. This is this is how it is. And with that being said, I trust that y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night. It's very important. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow on current events. Yes, tomorrow. Peace, y'all.